I forgot to announce that I had a live stream. We were so busy here. And yes, we are back again. Another live stream. Maybe some people already know. Okay, 8 o'clock Central European time. You can expect me live on YouTube. And I'm back here. And today we had the good news that we had, of course, the release of the update of BLADE-2. And so we have this new audition bank inside of it. And I already made a little YouTube video playing some of these presets. They're very good for more the darker ambient sounds. I think for game things, if you're looking for other stuff, drones, it's really very interesting sounds. Creepy sounds. It's like Halloween a bit. So let's see how it's in the chat room. Okay, here I need to always on top so that we have something visible. Okay, something. It's always jumping around with image with screens here. So I'm gonna say hello in the chat. Hi everybody. Yeah, we are fine. We just released a newsletter, and with the BLADE-2 information that we have an update. And if you have Explore 6, what you can do is go to the download page and download the single install of BLADE-2. All the single products are listed there, and you only have to scroll down. It's alphabetically. You can find under B Blade and of course also BLADE-2. And download this version of BLADE-2 for your Mac or PC, run it, and then you have the new sounds. And we also added some little bug fixes and little things to this new version. So I was playing already a few of the presets, and yeah, audition is really what I mentioned. So if you are you see some moving sounds. So in total 53 sounds. Some are very experimental, but they are in good use for, if you are into creating music or background sounds for games or film, whatever, or maybe a different music style for the dark ambient styles. There are some very interesting sounds, drones as they call them. And then, of course, you might wonder, that's the new bank. The other sounds are inside. So if you go to the info section of BLADE-2, you can read where the new sounds are in the paths bank. And if you're in the bank manager, you click order by date, they will pop up because these are the new ones. In total 10, if I'm not wrong. Melting gold path, I'm not a... Well, and this preset, you see down here in the XY, the pitch band is not used for pitch band, but for changing the tempo of the recorded movement. So this one is melting gold pad. So that's the way you can find new presets. This is a new feature. We add this, by the way, by all our recent products. And I'm not sure if it's already inside every product, but I'm sure it is inside, I think, Punch 2. Also Quad. So if you go to the preset manager and you order by date, the last one pop up. So I have here an additive 50 pad, which is of course a little bit of a hint to the D50 of Roland. Nice pad sound, isn't it? And so 10 new pads. Dreamer pad 1. They're all pretty much for ambient, very spacey stuff, I must say. So, and for this, of course, it's very useful. So I'm playing a few of these new presets. Oh no, it's not playing that. No, I need to go to the bank manager, order by date, and it's the secret plug pad. I first called it the secret bass drum pad because sometimes it sounds like a little bass drum inside of it. And then additive by move pad, I think that's also very... yeah, this one is tempo based, so if you would play it a bit tempo based... You can see the modulation wheel changes a little bit the sound. Yeah, I see in the chat rooms, Brandon, cool, looking forward by hearing this track. And we also have Sanguini project. And I'm very sorry about the Vecto bank. People love your sound bank, but I could not upload it yet to the early presets. Because yeah, we're so busy with BLADE-2, and of course I heard that you also like BLADE-2, so that's cool to hear. And the Vecto presets by Sanguini project you can find in the live stream, I think 2 weeks ago. So if you have Vecto, check them out. They still need to be checked by me, but that's only on volume and on tagging, and then I will upload them to the early bird presets, which is a section on our homepage. If you go to the top, you can go to sound sets, and then you can find the early bird presets. Yeah, we have a great response to BLADE-2, I must say. So I'm just playing now a few of the new presets, 10 new pads which I created. Industry pad is also a one, which is a tempo sync one. And maybe you think, hey, why do I see here a lot more than in some other presets? Well, it's stored here that you can show the edit menu that shows the movement. And down here, I have space quantize on, which means that it's on 8th blocks you can quantize, so jumps to these blocks, and it's also time quantized, so the movement is really in 1/8 note. Yeah, there's some additional features now in Blade 2 compared to the original Blade. These things you also can find, by the way, in Vecto or in Go2, and of course in Blade 2 you can use them also. Let's go. Yeah, I think people would love to hear some Sanguini project sounds. So for sure you will make people and myself happy with that. So let's go to the next washout pad. And what I can recall with this pad, I used the additive. And you see the additive has a kind of different, 4 different waves. You can see set A, D. So 4 set of waves. You hear the movement. And this one goes to FX1, which is a tape chorus. And the other component of this sound is this oscillator, which goes to the filter, which is a vowel filter. And this combined makes that you get this sound. And of course, what you also can do, if you have a sound and you see, okay, the additive is used, the oscillator is used, is just shut down one. Maybe that one fits better. Maybe this is nicer in your song, or only this one. So a preset is also a great starting point. Simply by shutting off things, you have already a different sound. If I go back to this additive 50 pad, you see additive is used, oscillator and noise. Okay, I shut down the additive. Let's listen how it sounds now. There's also sound. So maybe I should save this one also, because this is also nice. And yeah, I could also shut down the oscillator. Then I only have this noise. And combine that with the additive. So pretty easy you can make with Blade 2 without going deep different variations simply by shutting off the additive or the oscillator or the noise if it's used. So definitely this sound. So I click up here into original. I have then I could say without additive. Yeah, also nice sound. Okay, I increase a bit the volume and I save this one also. Save preset as, and then you will appear this one in the next version of Blade 2. I will call this 2, version 2. Of course, you also can do it yourself, but sometimes it helps if I simply make, if I hear a variation, that I save it also as a single preset. Yeah, the possibilities are huge. Let me think what we also did. Yeah, in the Arpeggiator, I showed this a bit later on. I first want to play some of the other new presets. Distant dark voices. I call this distant dark voices because it's kind of dark pad sound. And in somewhere you can hear that it has a bit of a vowel, as if there is a distant choir in the background. So let's play it. Oh, this is a very, very nice patch. Really, it's like a humming in the background. And the modulation wheel changes the sound. Distant Dark Voices, it's called. And then Melting DQ Wave Pad, that was the last one of the new ones. So if you did run BLADE-2, you will notice if you go to the preset manager and order by date, then you can see the last new presets. And of course, so then it continues in showing the other ones, which are the original ones. So you need, of course, to know the number of amount of new presets. In this case, these are 10. If I'm not wrong, because Melting Gold Pad, I'm not sure, maybe that one is also new. But Melting DQ Wave Pad, so we have two melting points, a DQ Wave Pad melting and a Melting Gold Pad. Let's play this one. Yeah, and you see, that's the reason why we added this second oscillator. So originally, the first blade, we only had the harmonic, but now we have an additive mode, and you can use an additional oscillator and noise. So let's play this one without the oscillator, and you really notice that this oscillator has a different body to it. So this is more the high end. And then you get the body from the oscillator. Yeah, in between you hear my chair. It's not my back, it's my chair. If it would be my back, I need to go to the doctor. Okay, yeah, what we did also, so these are some of the new sounds. My personal favorites, yeah. Melting DQ Wave Pad and this Distant Dark Voices, I like a lot. Then we have some new presets in synths, and there we do the same trick. So order by date, some guitar sounds. And even a Blade E-piano. Let me see if I have my sustain pedal. So I just yeah, classic E-piano type of thing. Nothing special. Synth D layer, I'm not sure what that one was. More layer sound. Yeah, I see people from Poland, from everywhere. That's cool. From Russia. Awesome. Yeah, of course, I need to figure out someday when it would be a nice live stream also on another time. So now it's the Central European time, but it will be also cool to do it maybe with a distance of 6 hours. So in the evening for instance, for people in the USA, but could be, of course, in the middle of the night for me. But I need to check that out. Okay, sing the overtone. Here goes the overtone. Of course, the overtones are generated by simply these waveforms. Because B, so if I go live, B is this waveform, and if you go to C, that is this one. So it moves from so this is in the syn bank, and then this one uses the play mode. 2 notes, one is in 7 semitones higher. Lead guitar. Yeah, and that a few of the synth sounds. I think this one was already inside of it. Yeah, that was one of the first release. Yeah, then we have some new features, and if you go to the ARP and sequence page, yeah, I played last time this thing with the and that's so cool because sometimes you do things in a synthesizer and then, yeah, it surprises. So you see here in the Arpeggiator, we have the X and Y you can put on, and I only put on the Y. And then, so each step does change the position of the X, Y. And this generates on certain steps this accent, which is like a marimba thing playing, especially if you use then a background, a bit of a beat. It's really cool how you have these accents. And you see also this in the background, this jumping is the different position. Cool, isn't it? Yeah, and so what we did in the Arpeggiator is now if you have key entry, you put it on. It takes also the velocity setting. You see the... Oh, it should take the velocity setting, but that... And now it goes off automatically. We had last week with the live stream that it didn't go off. Normally it stops after the 16 steps, so it goes off. You see, it goes off. Only it should take also the velocity setting, which is not doing it. So we added this as feature, and suddenly it disappeared. Now I have to check that with John, of course. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. But normally it would also take now the velocity setting, and if you have, let's say, a tie note, then it jumps. If you go from key entry, it jumps from step 1 to step 5 for the notes. Okay, so these are little features we added to it. Okay, the zoom improved in the wave analyze. If you zoom in, then it stays centered. And yeah, also some few small other things we did. Yeah, little bugs which always appear. How do you write and rewrite the motion in the XY? Yeah, that's a good question. So if I go to a preset, so let's go to a pad sound which has a movement. Additive. For instance, if you see a complex thing like this, you have here the command, and in the command, if it's good, you can clear things. Let me see, reset all. And everything is set to a reset default setting, which is normally connected to the harmonizer. Then everything is reset. And you are now using the additive oscillator. So A, B, C, and D is there. So now it's a total reset. And if I click here on edit view, it means that if I record now something, I let go and press replay, it shows the movement. So if I go again to record, I can make another movement and replay it. So that's totally different again. And you see now it records 128 points, and it can go down. Here is this menu to 8 points. That's often a bit easier to edit. You see, then you can edit it, and you still can go back to 128. That's still possible. But it's non-destructive. So this way you can edit the whole movement and simply clicking here on edit view. And if you keep this on, it's also saved in the preset, by the way. So we have different commands. If I click it on, you also can say, go here, set to circle. Then it sets to circle. Let's go to 128 points, and it makes a circle. Now, and you see it's also looped, and there are different modes of looping. It's now running in free mode, which means that it always loops, now bidirectional or normal loop. So with free mode, it always continues looping. If you have a mono mode, it means each time you hit a note, it resets and starts at 1. So it's really monophonic, but still you can have loop on once you hold the note, and you have bidirectional, which goes back forth. And if you say, okay, I want to do this in a preset which is already there, but I just want to adjust it. Let me see if I have something which is... So maybe you want to do this, make this a bit more complex. You see only 4. Now simply change it to 128. You press a record and you make your own movement. And then replay. And then again you can make it less points. You can space quantize, then it helps you in the 16ths, it is, or 8. And even time quantize. Of course, that's a bit harder to hear. And I need to use another example for that. But that's the way it works. And everything you do in the XY is saved in the preset. And if you have a nice setting here, you always can save it here. In the command, you have save XY preset or load XY preset. And there are 2 presets inside, which is the harmonizer. So if I click this, you have the basic layout from BLADE-1 controlling the harmonizer. Or the other one, what I added is the XY additive. Then you see everything around it is bypassed because it's mainly focusing on the additive, which has A, B, C, and D. Oh, sorry, preset and banks. Yeah, that's a good one. So you don't see it. Yeah, the keyboard, of course, is this one better? Okay. And you could see the presets. Yeah, okay, there is the MPE mode. That's a good one because I mentioned also last week my Rode keyboard, when I wanted to use it, I connected again. It said bye-bye, Rob. So I need to repair that one. It's sent in. And multi-MPE control. Let me see if I take that one simply with a synth sound. So if you go to the play mode, then there is the regular poly, mono, legato, arpeggiator, and then new is poly MPE. That's how you activate it. Then, of course, you need to set the right pitch bend setting for this preset. So you need to do a few things inside the preset. For instance, the pitch bend range you need to adjust so that it responds to your movement, and essentially that's the whole thing. So I can get more into detail once I have this a roller keyboard back, and I could also create some presets with it, and then yeah, that will be better. Of course, once you have poly and multi, you need to have in the back panel, you need to see that you have the MIDI channel to Omni, because with MPE, each voice gets its own MIDI channel. That's the way they create pitch bend per voice. Okay. Okay, so I hope that helps a bit. So more about this MPE later on once I have this roller keyboard back. So hopefully it will be back next time, and then I will use it on the live stream. And if this works well with BLADE-2, we of course will update also the other products like B.I.T with the same system. So therefore we call it beta, because I could not check it out myself. We in technical sense we know what to do, and we did that also to the whole synth, but okay. So back to the Arpeggiator. Yeah, I did make a few more some dirty presets. I think not sure. So what I use in the Arpeggiator very often, you see join, it will say it first it plays A and then B. And you have here a command where you can say, if you have a nice sequence, let's say sequence A, you can copy it to B to make variations. That's also how I do it. So first I start with sequence A. And then sequence B is a bit different. And then you have it joined. First A. This is of course nice if you have a beat. Need to time it. And of course we have the time mode, which makes it which special time mode. Special time mode means that if you have a tie, so if I make here a tie, that you still have, although the note is tied, that you still have a different tuning. So it's a normal mode for sequence A. So this is also something which is inside most in all of our. So now it's, so step 3 is tied by 4, 5, and 6. And in a special mode, it still has the tuning. And then we have the toggle mode, which first plays special and then normal. And then toggle 2 is first normal and then special. Can you have it randomly but switch between pattern A and B? No, that's not possible, but we have this top, which means if you go to my keyboard, you don't see it. It's note B5 and note C6. Okay. So C6, then, so you need to hit it at once. A. So you can use the second, so it doesn't play on B5 and C6, it doesn't play, it's only for selecting A and B. So I write it down, because maybe it's nice if it would be. Of course you see it while the LED walking, but maybe it's also interesting if you would see it. Okay. Now you see there's always something which pops up ideas. The other one is up A, B, or join. That's the other one. Okay, then I used in this preset, you see here the delay jumping and also the reverb. The free row, which is one of this row, you see, is on 100, is in the modulation matrix, is the free row used to control the FX, so adding delay and reverb. And that's also a very cool feature, which we added in many of our plugins to control the FX with the Arpeggiator. And you can make some very cool grooves. When I bypass it here, I can bypass this. So now it's a steady delay, but now we're reverb. So now I put on modulation matrix 2 and 3. So only this one. There is the reverb. So it's another one variation, is this one. It's a bit lighter, this one. And of course, this one uses the chord mode, the Arpeggiator in chord mode. Okay, and we had for that all of them. Yeah, a bit, I think so. I think we have all the sing overtone. Oh yeah, there we had that one also. This one we had. Yeah, and people enjoy also, I got some response of people enjoying this tuned noise. They really love it as a special thing. And yes, indeed, if you go to this, the synth sounds, not this one, but it was in the pads. Yeah, there it is used, essentially, I think in this one here. It only dies out. So what I did is this noise, you see it here, you click here on the, I open the envelope here, which means that this envelope is working on the volume. So it's only on the starting point of the sound. By the way, one customer sent me a BLADE sound as a WAV file, and that will be a nice gimmick. Maybe if you click on this image here, normally you would go to the back panel, that a BLADE starts to cut, that you hear the sound of a real blade. I need to discuss this with John if that would be possible to play simply this sample as a background. We always like to have a little bit of a fun factor inside of it, of course. And somebody responded very serious about BLADE-2 is 100% vegan. Yeah, it is. But it's a little joke, of course. Every back panel, I think most of them of the back panel have a little joke on the back panel. Yes, yeah, what I started now, because yeah, we discussed BLADE. If you have a question about BLADE, throw it up. When I started this live stream, I was a bit late. I added a different bass sound, and you can, bass is Bluetooth. And you see this is Philly bass, but what I did in the FX is shut down the chorus. Because if you put on the chorus, it could be well be that this is too busy, it takes too much attention. So sometimes putting off the chorus is a very good idea. Makes the bass more steady in the middle, less, make it, how you call it? Making less fuss, so it takes not that much of an attention. And then I thought, okay, we have BLADE-2. And then I played something silly with B.I.T. Oh, that's silly. But the fun part with synthesizer is sometimes if you start with something silly, so I did quantize it. make this one exciting. 2 oscillators. Go to the preset. Simple. Put on the high pass filter. LFO. Put that on free mode. Sync. Open that. Very dry, isn't it? And that's, you see, effects are important. LFO. So the high pass is maybe a bit too much. The high pass filter is behind filter 1. So that will be an option of making the sound a bit dirtier. So now, yeah, this has a rhythm, so I started with this. So, and then, maybe that is one idea, but if you combine it then with another sequencer, it fills up the thing. So let's see if we can find another arm. Just playing around. And now this one is a bit too much. But I can make it shorter. And you see, now it blends together. So little changes sometimes make it really sense. So I could go to the easy page over here. Now it gets boring, but that what I want to show you sometimes is just play around, and then just by changing the envelopes, filters, you run sometimes in totally new stuff. So this was the original sound, and this is the edited sound. And if you play it solo, it's maybe not that, but in combination with the melody played, and And by the way, there are in some very good Sidetracks sounds inside BLADE-2. So BLADE-2, and that is the scope Sidetracks. Not so really fitting to this one. And you see how fast I use the envelopes to make things fit. Okay, so now it gets a bit irritating, but yeah, you get to see my point. Sometimes simply play something simple, like what I did here. This. Start fiddling around. Should I save this one for you guys and put it in the info section for you? I'm not sure, because yeah, solo, it's not that exciting, but that's also in the music, it gets its meaning. So from that point, presets are very often also starting points. Okay, yeah, there's a new update for Cubase also. Ableton has a new update. Yeah, there's a lot popping up, and you see, yeah, we also did an update for BLADE-2. You love that bad patch? Okay, then I'm gonna save it. Save preset as, and we call it a November synth. Is that okay? November 12th synth. Okay. So it's saved. Manager. Oh, there it is. Set category is a synth sound. Tempo synced because the LFO. It's a poly mode. It has FX. Let me see what you still can do. You still can yourself. You can still add the modulation wheel. So and then open the modulation wheel to see. Okay, and save that one. Save preset. So I will put that one in a zip file. So if you can play it along yourself, and you see what I played, it's pretty simple here. It's just a few notes. Here they come. Oh, now it's gone again. Yeah, cool. So yeah, okay, somebody did mention an idea, so I have to check the chat room. Because I'm missing. Yeah, somebody that talks about Michael Jackson. Yeah, and Eric Persing. Yeah, great sound designer. Definitely, he made the D50 great. And yeah, Michael Jackson. The first one, Billie Jean, is my favorite track, and it's of course produced by Quincy Jones, amazing producer. So okay, Kfa, that's in the chat room. What do you think about my idea, Bob? A contest to make a new sound from scratch with BLADE-2. You mean for the people in the chat room, I guess. Yeah, that would be an idea. I think maybe that will be for next week. If you would have, if you would send in a preset and we could play that, that's a good one. And you could send it, but zip the preset because otherwise, the filter throws it out. So info@papen.com. Sure, for fun, definitely. So info@papen.com and zip the preset, and then we have fun next week. Is the bass an Arpeggiator? No, it's the bass is simply played. So BLADE-2, and it's a short sequence, essentially, but it could be a sequence, of course, because it's very, here you see it. I just played it manually, did quantize. So it's BLADE-2, sorry. It's let's open it so people can see. It's BLADE-2 and it's called the Philly bass. It's from the Digital Bass Bank 1. And the only thing I did is in the XY, sorry, not in the XY, in the FX, I shut down the chorus to make it a bit more dry. Yeah, that's the right email address. And in the background is also this one still playing. This is also a sound I did add it and it made it very short. So if okay, let me shut down this one. Now it's gone. It's this one. There's also B.I.T. Very short sound in a phaser. Okay, shut down the bass. So this one, okay, let's go here. Very short. So maybe an older thing. You see, it's more like a rhythm thing in the background. It's not really a note. Okay, now I'm messing up here. Oh, by the way, this was also one of my favorite. It's a bit less loud. What you see is that this little bit thing still has its function, although it's more like a percussion sound, so short synth sound. Cool, isn't it, how much you can do with Arpeggiator and simply tweaking them a little bit. Okay, I'm going back to the chat room. Somebody is asking, are you related to Plugin Guru? I know him, and I received from him his plugin, which is very interesting. Only currently, that's my problem, is time-wise. Add track is something he created, which is very cool. Of course, you know Prisma, and Prisma can stack raw Papen synthesizer, but his plugin, let me see. Unify, it's called. You can stack everything. Let me see where I have it. I'm looking for it now, guys. Give me a second or 2, 4, 5. And we just check it out in the list. Ah, here it is. Okay. I lost your authorization. Okay, sorry, I cannot show it for some reason. Yeah, this Unify makes that you can combine, for instance, a BLADE-2 together with something else, a massive or one of the UA things, or Omnisphere. So with Prisma, you are limited to our own plugins, and with Unify, and it's very affordable, you can stack everything. I wanted to make one video about it, or one live stream, which is still planned. But I need to update. Yeah, well, I have a full version, but for some reason, maybe it's to the update of, we call again the update of Windows. Maybe that pull it off, because I have the full version. I received this full version from Jean. Jean has his name called. Very good. You need to check it out, guys. Unify. Absolutely great. It's very affordable, and you really can stack your synthesizers together. And okay. Yeah, in Studio One, I don't know. Yeah, well, I mean, the advantage of, and that's also the advantage, because here I also can combine Blue too when I use, for instance, this trick. Okay. And so if I click both of them, you have 2 synths together. That's in Cubase. And the advantages of Unify, if you have a nice stacking together, you always can load it in another song. And here it's limited to, yeah, combining 2 tracks. Of course, here you also can combine things. So, yeah, this is a little trick. What I use if I get new presets to check the tuning, I pick then a sound here, a default sound. So when I go here back to, let's say, really a default preset, I'll make this. And then I use this together with the synthesizer to check the tuning. Sometimes I receive presets which are the tuning offset. So, the advantage of Unify is then compared to our Prisma is that you can combine everything in this machine. It's very, very good project from John. Okay. Yeah, that's also, I think, possible. If I would, essentially, if you see this is sub-boom bass, I could stack that with the bass from Blue while playing. Oops. So it's Blue and the bass from sub-boom bass. Oops. Simply using Control and Shift. Yeah, Unify was on NAMM show, but they have a newer version out also now. I'm not sure if Unify has a built-in FX. That's maybe different with our Prisma. Prisma has the 4 FX on board, which means if you have 4 tracks. So if I would go here to Prisma, 1 second. So it's not really a competition for our plugin, because yeah, we only can load our own plugin, and I'm not so in this competition thinking of this is better or that it's better. It's different, and that's cool. Okay. So sorry, I'm a bit slow. Here is Prisma, and we work on a big screen version, by the way, and also BLADE-2 will be available very soon. But Prisma, you have 4 layers. And so if you go to the layers, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, and which you can combine together. And you have a central affix, which is here, which all of our plugins. So, for instance, if you like to stack 4 synths, and each of these synths has its own reverb, that's a bigger load on the CPU. So what we did is that we built in the FX section so that you can shut off the reverb, for instance, in the single instrument to avoid CPU. Because one reverb would be enough. Chorus and flanges, that's not a problem CPU-wise. The delay is also not. It's mainly the reverb. It takes a bit more CPU. So there you could share it. And I think if you go to the manager, yeah, we have here some testing presets. Which is Factor with B.I.T combined. And then you could have, it's not the case here because I think this one uses more delay. Then you could, yeah, here it uses the stereo delay. So the stereo delay in this layer, and this layer is put off, and it uses one central stereo delay. No, not yet. We have presets for Prisma with BLADE-2. They will pop up once we release Prisma. Hopefully that will be in December, and then most likely we also have presets, new presets, big screen version for Prisma. And it's an interesting idea about, and by the way, if you download in Prisma, I'm a bit early now, then you need to go here, rescan plugins, and then BLADE-2 will appear. And of course, now we already have that you can load also quad, and combine quad. Here every quad, also very cool synth, which came over from Reason. Originally it was a Reason machine. But now you see this one uses chorus and delay, so that should be no problem. And then, of course, you can use the volumes here. Because this is the choir sound from Vector. Add a bit of bit. And quad. Very long sound. Yeah, it's a good remark. In about BLADE-2 difficult to combine inside Prisma. It depends. Maybe you need to shut down a few things in BLADE-2. So because you can fully edit the sound. So once you are in Prisma and you have a sound like this one, yeah, you could combine a Arpeggiator, of course, but if you have a pad sound, you want to make a pad sound from BLADE-2 combined with quad to combine with something from Blade. What you also can do is then simply, if you go to a pad, that you say, okay, I only use this additive part, and the rest comes from BLADE-2 or from Quad or Predator-2 or whatever. So that's the cool thing about Prisma. If you added then the instruments, all the edited instruments are also saved. Okay. Oh my, it's 9 o'clock. Time flies, isn't it? Yeah, the live stream, guys, if you missed it, you always can watch it back. I will upload this preset from B.I.T, which I created during the live show. And in the playlist, sometimes it pops up a bit later, but the live stream, you always can watch back in the playlist live streams and then check it out. So, yeah, 8 minutes plus. Yeah, and I'm already starting this morning at 9 o'clock, so I'm getting tired also. It happens. So hope to see you next week, and send in this BLADE-2 presets. That would be cool, to info@papen.com. And then we have a new fun next week. And I will go out with some music. Enjoy creating music and stay safe.